Boy, it is a muggy day. I love hot days. But it looks like stifling. So, I woke up yesterday. Oh, Jesus, I am sorry. How rude are you? Oh, I don't want to watch this character one more minute. One more second. I'm taking this off my YouTube list. This is 5:50. It turned from 5:57 to 5:58 as I pressed the button on that screenshot. Thursday, August 26, 2021. So I woke up yesterday from a dream. And part of it was then later fulfilled in the day. So I had a dream. Kendall County Sheriff's, you were involved. The same squad car, which is dark with the yellow lettering. We pass each other, and I smirk because I know you're full of shit. Whatever you're doing around me, you're full of shit regarding me. You might be legit on the official level, but everyone's against me. Everybody hates me. I guess that sounds like paranoid thinking, which you guys are trying to establish. But I know you are. And then later in the same context, in real life, I was riding in the dark and we passed in the exact same way as the dream. And then you passed me with two squad cars twice today, one on Route 34, not a big deal. But then you were parked at a house down the way, which I would later pass, and you had your officer coming at me, and I know it's for a reason. And it was a lady officer. They're just testing, you're just seeing how I react to it. And normally I would just, how are you, officer? I'm a respectful citizen. I don't try to be a problem to the officer. Like, I'm a felon, and yet I still have spoken more impactful words for the police, which I'll never get credit for, but than any other citizen has while they're trying to defund them. While the rest of the nation is trying to defund them, but is propped up historically by them as white people. Off subject. So then today, you did that to gauge my response. And then down is it Adams Street? The little street parallel to the Fox River Drive on the Oswego side. To the Fox River on the Oswego side. It runs like concurrent to its little side street. Then you passed me twice, two vehicles. And I know it's, they do these things with my cat. They can't, or they're hesitant to hurt me. I don't know what makes them do that. The same things that had them flying planes with the planes. We say I so miss the planes. The planes didn't do anything for me. They weren't for me. They're for everybody else. They just happened to be over me. I couldn't make them stop or start. But now they've stopped because I've referenced them. But they do these things with my cat. They left their gate open yesterday, which normally has even chicken wire inside it. So it's like this quaint white wooden gate with the chicken wire behind it. Cinnamon can't get in there. They left it open so that she goes in there, and then she's behind the bigger fence then. She can't jump that high. She could not climb that fence. She goes in there, and they keep her in there, and I make the video in which I'm saying only things they've showed me. They synchronize their stuff around me, the moron neighbors. You got the Air Force guy, who in another video is hiding from my camera. That's the one who did the screaming thing. They put Cinnamon in a cage and then have the engines go really loud around me to fuck with me. And then I'm looking all around, knowing they're doing bullshit. And then all of a sudden, Johanna, the immobile, goes and finds her. And then Johanna, that's Agent ATT008, snaps her wrist. And then they put her in the thing, and I make the YouTube video, and people zoom by the house to let me know they don't appreciate my responses. Like, I give a shit. Like, that's why I do it. Just happened. But these all go back to a dream which I woke up with that day. And it can be taken, it ought to be taken, of course, both ways, because it is both ways. God's quite the author. Someone who is dressed as rival, symbol of rival, and to me, I'm riding on my bike, and me in Kendall County, you passed, Kendall County Sheriff's, with the yellow lettering, you passed me. So yellow is like crazy, think crazy. Shadow crazy, that's your role in it. What I say in crazy, they hear me say out loud, they've heard a number of academic things which have had them flying planes over me, and comedy routines speaking for like a white people, which is now disenfranchised in the America it created. And it's like they very much have appreciated many things I say, but they still hate me. I'm still a loudmouth that has made many parts of the institution have to account for itself with my digital documentation, this little lightsaber, but they still hate me. So even with the planes, I now take it by now is they were literally just showing me my cage, but it was so ridiculous. I mean, like, it was either they're showing me my cage or they're saying, yeah, we see everything amazing going on around you too. We're rather taken by it and we're keeping an eye. It's like, wow, it's like we're on the same team here. But no, they were literally spending all that money just to show me my cage. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. That's the Air Force. Those are big jets. The other day, like, did you see that one? It's like, that is a huge jet. Again, they did that 4 times in 4 fucking minutes. Huge jet right over Johanna's little deck on State Street in Yorkville, Illinois. I don't know where the nearest Air Force base is, but that's where that thing would have been heading logically. But in the dream, someone dressed as Rival on a motorbike goes up off like a big ramp like Evil Knievel. Evil Knievel is a daredevil. That's me. I am very bold with these things, and these things have fucked up my life. So I figure, well, might as well, if they're going to keep rubbing one's face in it, might as well do what one can and shine light on it. Because that's what has torn them apart, is any light goes a long way with these things. You see them acting every bit as awkward as I am being in scene, in public, in the moment. So the people they said they have scheduled to come around me, they're like totally fucking off because they're wearing recording equipment on them to get me saying crazy things. And if you're bringing yourself under me and I can tell, and I don't need them to tell me I'm right, I've gone through it enough. This guy is an idiot and he's here on pretense because I'm here. So I say, pimple dick, like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You're an idiot. Sometimes I'll get out my camera and be saying these things on camera. But either way, this guy now has to react, keep his cool in the moment while I'm saying on the recording thing, I know you're not slick, moron. I see you. It felt my only power is to shine light on it. That's what I do. And that's what they hate. LA Fitness and AT&T, it's a expression suppression apparatus. See, that guy's there and that guy's walking there. This is not Walmart's property, but Walmart employees come out after me. They do the thing with the auto garage there. There's the guy in the window. That's supposed to be, it's not, they know it's not intimidating. I'm like I said, part of the dream is me. I'm the daredevil. I put myself in really awkward positions on these cameras, on these videos, to show what your military is throwing around me as social warfare. They've gotten me thrown out of every forum. And I want to go to LA Fitness right now and say, give me back my $250 so I can go start at whatever other gym is my option to pay for a monthly fee. It's like, I have to give blood to eat. And this thing takes $250 from me, has its homosexuals never leave me alone in its forum, jeopardizes my thing with its app, which you need to log in, to sign in, check in when you get there, which once I take off, AT&T makes the model of phone obsolete, and I have to go days without anything, and it's just a huge... It's one person versus Goliath, because this American consumer, this American citizen, is a brain-dead moron. A lazy, overfed, mentally stimulated moron watching Netflix, and someone's always there to like make the hard decisions for you. Fucking idiots. The hardest decision that your average American adult makes is what to eat tonight, babe. It's what to stuff our faces with to get through the time tonight. They hate my words, which are absolutely appropriate. But this is the circumstance, and like they're trying to get me barred from everywhere, and they have gotten me barred from a lot of places. Even though Planet Fitness, it is just the most flagrant thing, but their cameras aren't going to use their cameras to wash out their place because it's military using these places unjustly as well. So like they're saying, I don't give a fuck about this guy. The military is imposing upon me because he's here, so now I got to open up my system and I don't want to. And so like I'm not going to open it because this guy's right. Fuck this guy. Him being here made them open my system. That's how all these things always turn out. This is a recurring pattern. I got to relight my cigarette. And apparently my neighbor, it's like his last name is what you would sleep on. in like a cellar at the turn of the last century. Um, they are idiots, and they have cycled around me blatantly to my face because they know how powerless one person is. So they're like, what are you going to do about it? I won't get into the really ugliness of the abomination because I'm trying to keep this sane and rational and restricted to the provable dimension of reality. But he was a sheriff, apparently, according to Johanna, who's been his neighbor for many years. I've never seen them associate, but somehow this woman knows their family. But they do share a driveway. Like they're in very close proximity. I said some vicious things because they're doing this with my cat. They started out with putting her in the cage, then Johanna snaps her wrist. So when I call Cinnamon, she comes and checks in. She'll run by me and say, you can't get me. She's a sweet little kitten who loves to play. But she checks in with me. These things hold her for like 20, 30 minutes. They might not even be bad to her. It doesn't matter. They're doing it to affect my emotional state. They hear me saying crazy things. I say all manner of things. And mostly I'm citing the Bible. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth to those of the appropriate time who are going to incur the generation of, ugliness. Which, boy, if this isn't it, it is setting an excellent precedent for what to expect. Just always lurking in shadows, and ugly, pimple-dick, fat men coalesce together and being a real fearsome force. They fancy themselves Nazis, neo-Nazis. Nazis were big military men with big military-esque type action balls in their actions. They meant business. These things are slimy little creatures trying to lurk in darkness and you can't prove it. You can't prove it. It's pathetic. Me making fun of them has made them so mad in every way. But let me get back to the dream, because it was validated in that sense. You and I crossing Kendall County Sheriff's in that exact fashion. And then today, you've got the two, you did it twice to get like three things in the course of 20 minutes to see my reaction. Because I do say crazy things, and I was saying that about Koch yesterday and his 14-year-old son, who they synchronize everything around me. They bring this kid around me just like, and it's like the kid wears it. You can get an adult to keep composure. Maybe they don't. They're terrible actors around here. That's how I know. I've gotten to know that this is not casual. You are being not casual right now at all. You are rigid and worried. That's how the kid is. Like, you could read it in the kid's face. And he's got this little girl, and they've done it multiple times. Like, this 4-year-old little girl and this 14-year-old. And all 14-year-old boys are just these fucking nefarious little things that if they think they can get away with it, they do. It's like, are you trying to show me that this kid's about to go play doctor with this little girl? And of course, I cite that on the video and how you're just it's the same behavior of shadow fascist, I can do what you can't prove, taking your cat because I know you don't care about yourself, but you care about these animals. And they run Peter Cottontail around me all the time. That is literally bunnies they use in a military fashion who react the same way to my coming in or like looking at the road, and then I reach a certain way around them, and they're stationed right there, and they run right in front of my tire every time. It's really gross what the military does. The military is so gross. This is the Truman Show, and they want me to go back to sleep. Like, the Truman Show officially on my camera was ripped off in any it's beyond explanation. Then if it's not me that's right in that scenario, then what is the plausible explanation? This woman looked me up on her system and said the client filled out an application without knowing my number or my name or asking for it at all. So, I don't need to go back to sleep. As though I needed that to happen, but that's actually proof on an electric forum that happened. That's laid up in heaven. That's what makes me comfortable about it. Lay up treasures in heaven, not on earth. If it's on a form, you can manipulate a form. In heaven, they have to make changes to a document which reflect in it every bit of its digital signature. But in that dream, which was validated later, someone dressed as Rival was on a motorbike, like Evel Knievel, goes way up and then gets taken with the wind and is taken up, and it's like, somebody, and it ends up landing, that character ends up landing on barbed wire, caught up in this barbed wire, which would have then saved its life, that it was caught in this barbed wire. And it says that was not the ending I was anticipating. But in one sense, that's me, looking at me. I'm the one on the bike, but it's on a motorbike So it's like you're getting me barred for everything, and those barbed wire that I'm caught in are those things you have me as recorded saying when you cause, I'm anemic half the time and anorexic, giving blood, and then you have to give blood hungry. Try, like if you have to ride 25 miles to get to the place to give blood on a bike, and then be hungry and try to get your heart rate down. Because if by the arbitrary number of some lawsuit that they're liable of incurring if they don't hold your hand through every process. Like, big business sucks, but people made big business suck. Frivolous lawsuits, many of which are not frivolous. Like mine wouldn't be frivolous, but I want to take from them everything. But it wouldn't be frivolous. These things, this is a hideous institution, this LA Fitness and its subculture of homosexuals. They synchronize it to I walk into a locker room of little boy brown things flexing in their undies in the mirror for a bunch of old men, short little sour scrawny brown things in their undies, watching the little boys flex in their undies. It's like, this is my daily experience with these things. It's disgusting. The men never leave you alone. They eat you with their eyes. Ask women about these things. Hashtag sometimes him also. I doubt it will catch on. They don't let anything I do catch on. They have me, you have me in checkmate all the time. Like, I just couldn't think that I gave you too much credit for the planes. I'm like, you're not doing that to show one idiot how powerless he is. Do you think I'm that stupid, really? Like, I gave you 2 prime number generators, ripped a hole in the fucking internet, and tied up, like, digital forums in front of you while you read hundreds of pages of the best writing of a generation, and with like the comedy that has, I know rooms of these knuckleheads laughing, some of them who are decent. Do you take me for that stupid that I don't think I need the apparatus, which, like, we are a team, but it's like, he's too vain now. It's like, I am hungry every day and you still do the planes over me and the non-stop cycles. This is the Truman Show right here. That's the Truman Show. That's how they earn a paycheck. Cycling around me, who has to ride 25 miles to give blood, hungry without $1 to buy an egg roll, which I'm blessed to today, having hoarded myself adequately yesterday. And boy, those $2, that's literally close to 10% of all my expendable income is that $2, which just feeds me. Because I was thinking, I want to go to LA Fitness. They didn't bar me. But it's like, okay, well, they still haven't gotten a hold of me. Like, I've been patient. I let the thing die down. I'm going to go to a different one. But I'm guessing they're going to disallow me, which is why I'm uploading this. But like, now I'm thinking, so am I the one on the barbed wire and I'm being disallowed for saying crazy things? They have people wired to come listen to me and bring themselves within, like, this is during a COVID. My entire life is inhibited for a year because of a bunch of fat slugs are told to stay inside, and they're like, okay, just tell me when it's okay to come out, okay? Fucking morons. But these idiots are allowed to, like, literally take every bit of proximate space around somebody unnecessarily. But because, well, what are you going to do? We own this place and we're here to do this. And the military put us here to do this. The paid commissioned U.S. military is here to harass one guy because his voice is really fucking sharp. So that brings me back to Kendall County. Kendall County, you're doing this to shut me up because I mentioned your buddy, Sheriff, so let's say Sheriff Kendall County. Kendall County Sheriff. Next door, I don't know who he's affiliated with. Didn't give a shit. Johanna never told me. She didn't probably know if it's true at all. But I mean, you didn't like that video, but I don't like you doing that with my cats, and this is my power to do this. But you're trying with some of these thoughts when I say, you know what, because they're showing me a lot of fear. I know what they fear. They fear big, important things, not following the law when they give them reprisal. I figure they're going to tear these things apart. You should see how scared some of these things get. They're like on my phone about to cry because they're being called out by me and they wanted it just to go smooth. But it's like, you're showing me your rigidness and I don't have to let it go smooth for you. You're here for me and I still go hungry. So, I mean, anything, I'm guessing you're just going to take things out of context and you're going to, I'm getting disallowed everywhere. That's what the whole goal is, to disallow. Well, okay, people, then you do something. Start your own stores then. If you're on this guy's side, you're not allowed. That's what America is corporations owning every bit of you. And YouTube is going to take away, like, my freedom of speech. and these things. What other forum does one have? But YouTube, you've been good to me, but I don't think that can last. That is, you have shown me that things go through, and you haven't been too strict in the things I've shown, because I'm not breaking any rules, but like, I don't even know that people can look up my name. Like if someone types me in on you, like that isn't me, that you even have my videos on there. I don't think you do. I think the locals have my videos and they're traveling in the other phones of other people. That's how they keep somebody subtly incarcerated and their videos not shown. With that barbed wire, this is me going to LA Fitness, which I paid $250 for. The $120 fuck you fee joining. I had 2 months paid of $40 each at the Signature Club before all this started, and then I haven't been able to use it because I'm trying to let it die down. I don't want to sue anybody. I just want to go to work. But like the paramilitary apparatus, the anti-expression apparatus, is meant to not let this writer, it's just meant to waste my life. They can do this for 100 years if they wanted to. What is one guy's life? Just let his bright light die out. He's cool when he's 33 making fun of everybody and is angry and telling it like it is. It's going to be a lot less cool when he's a fucking 50-year-old moron doing the exact same thing. And these things are incredibly cruel. They use your cats. They use your dogs. They blacklist you in every way and like want to then fuck with your mind, having first the police, which don't fuck with my mind. I always thought we were kind of friends, even though you may be a felon over 1 pound of marijuana. But it's like the local thing. These people get either free groceries, free gas, or actual money, and like their pensions for having once served a single tour or something. Depends on if they're going to play ball and cycle around me. That's what, it's pathetic. This is what your military does, but it doesn't mean that I can. But I mean, I'm still the guy left out there who's going to probably be then what because I think you were bringing those sheriffs around because you're just telling me, listen, we're just waiting to drag you away. Those barbed wire, we're going to use them. You are caught up in that barbed wire, in that dream, then I am. And like everything you've said, which has made these people nervous, but you're enemies. You're listening to me. On what ground do you stand to be in my phone, you dumb fucking scumbags? I'm just trying not to say the offensive words right now. But they are in my phone, and like the sons of Dathan with Moses, the ground caved in. What illegal then authority the military gave them, or the illegal authority AT&T gave them with Johanna ATT008? What authority do you have to be on my phone listening to these things? Because I'm talking to the wind. There's never anyone here, but yet the society moves around it. This guy had to go on his lunch break to be right there the entire time. Do you see this? This is called the Truman Show. And he's looking the other way. That's called bad acting. He's trying to be casual. They let me see everything without, showing me anything. They let me see a lot, not everything. It's still just this faceless, anonymous, but like each individual cell is a fat cell, a fat slug. That's how I've capitalized. Every one of them individually can't. Okay, so like, not just that, but work this thing into a fine frenzy. You could do chin-ups off of it. It's like I have every blessing on an individual level that they wish they had, except I'm the lowest economic. So I'm the lowest in society. It doesn't matter how good you look, how big your dick is, or how funny you are, and how much the women want to be around you. If daddy and his friends don't let the local girls be around you, who are of appropriate age, and they all are a bunch of inept, unendowed, technically males, because those two BBs right there along that disgusting maggot-looking thing that they call a dick, that's why I'm being punished, is because they are all inferior. This is a pedophile apparatus. But you were doing that, Kendall County sheriffs, to let me know that you're just waiting to take me away. So like I wanted to go to LA Fitness and say, so are you going to issue me my refund then? Or do I? Because I want to give the corporations, I'm not necessarily even after LA Fitness. I'm trying to give the guys way up top, the executives, I want them to see these things and to be like, wait, they're using our forum to fuck up this guy's life as well. Like I've given LA Fitness every benefit of the doubt. I have videos of you guys, of your employees who are just local paramilitary scum. It doesn't mean LA Fitness needs to go down for this. I want the executives to be seeing these things. Like I don't want to sue them, but like they're giving me no choice. This is a discrimination suit now. I want you then to build 2 extra locker rooms for every location in America, a gay one, and a lesbian one if women feel that's necessary, but I shouldn't have to then be vulnerable around all these things, which like prowling lions, these big muscle-jacked homosexuals will come around to let you know, if you're vulnerable in there, you can't, they're going to choke me out and rape your butt. Now, I don't act on behalf of that fear, but that's what they're trying to project. Like Kendall County, you're trying to project that we just want to drag you away, fuckhead. You're caught up in that barbed wire and we're going to use it against you. As we kept you hungry and anemic and whoring yourself and blacklisted and harassed by every single unendowed, angry, middle class, not even middle class, but like white suburban Chicagoland. And, all the other races. But I don't get in trouble for saying the whites, and the whites are all involved in this Sodom too. They're no better. Oh, but they are no better. Not by any means. I just don't get in trouble for citing the white people. Here, this is the finest ivory. They poach elephants for ivory this fine. These things are gross, though. And you're trying to make these... But if I'm the guy in the dream who's caught up and then is in that barbed wire, I didn't anticipate it going to this because I want to incur... Because, are you going to refund me my money? I have to eat. And if, I don't work out... My joints, I fucked up my shoulder from John Menard's place, and it's fucked up 13 years later. Everything on my body is fucked up. You don't eat. Working out is less a vain thing, but I sleep on a dilapidated mattress. Everything about my life is ruinous to my body. Working out just keeps the joints together and makes the body not hurt. As I have to whore myself, taking away that blood, which helps regulate the body, they cause the anemia and anorexia, and then get mad when the mind is so mad that it's like foaming, saying things out loud to nobody. They listen to it and don't like me, and they're getting me barred. That's my prediction. That's why Kendall County brings itself around. My intention was to go to then a different LA Fitness. I paid $200 as yet for these August month and September to not be able to use it while I can't still eat. So either give me this money back and I'll sue you just for the discrimination. But I'm giving you, I want your executives to perhaps see this. You think they wouldn't just say, give the guy his money, disallow them, but give him his money. Don't, you make yourself you make the organization look bad, and I want the organization to have the chance, just like I want its ownership to be able to discern between who is just using its, does it want me to starve more because it's just withholding its money it could give back? Or is it the local apparatus of nervous, it's a local paternity pedophilia. It's fathers in this pedophile ring around here. They don't like me saying that word. It's a very uncomfortable word. I don't give a shit. I'm saying it to a populace that watches The Walking Dead, and the only thing that gets people attention in this in the media is some hideous, ugly, fictional or real story about murderers and hideous violence. And they're all a bunch of cowards. But that was my prediction, so I don't know what to make of it. But I want to be able to work out. I pay for these things. Give me the money back so I can go somewhere else. Because you were supposed to get a hold of me, and you never did. But this is the first day now, Thursday the 26th, that I not only have a phone, but now there's data in it. So now, after weeks of inactivity, I have the tools to where I can talk to a lawyer on my phone, which I shouldn't, because I'm going to have to sue AT&T and talk over their network. That is ridiculous. How are you not going to be thwarted by their surveillance, which redirected me to DirecTV when I was trying to talk to them? I mean, it's all... But Kendall County, you didn't like that video yesterday, which I took off almost immediately. Once they gave me back my cat, then I'm like, okay, you guys make me call the guy the thing that I think he is, and which he's shown me he is. And you make me cite the kids you bring around me because you're a bunch of perverts. But you keep me hungry and whoring myself. So I'm going to put these things on YouTube. I mean, God damn it, I don't know what to think. I know these things are pertinent. It should be on YouTube.